Hey guys, guess what? Something really weird happened to me. I had either a spontaneous healing or a massive reality shift. And I want to put this in the context of the Mandela effect and all of that. You know, sometimes I've had things heal in my body, like suddenly, that have surprised me, but it's kind of been gradual. Like, you know, I got over it or I got better from it and had really amazing outcomes, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a miracle, okay? So I had spontaneous healing, but I also think it might be a reality shift. So there's a woman who has a website called the Reality Shifters.com. Go research it. It's like the Mandela effect on a personal level. I've had them for the last 5 or 6 years on a personal level. Like I went to Scotland and I came back from my trip, and when I went to check the dial on my radio, this FM radio station I love to listen to, French radio, was gone on the dial, but it wasn't, of course, gone. It had changed its position on the dial. And so in my old reality, it had been somewhere else. So that's kind of like a Mandela effect, right? But it's personal to me. It's not like a brand change or a label change that other people could resonate with. Now, I'm in my yoga gear and I want to do a demonstration for you because I want to show you what happened. So first of all, this hip was damaged by a car accident in 2011. I was rear-ended by a taxi driver. I did physio and all that stuff, but what happened was, because I was parallel parking and I was twisted, my foot was on the brake, it caused some kind of damage to this tissue in the hip joint. And so basically I have lost mobility and range of motion, and I have hip pain in this hip, or I used to, because now it's gone. So a week and a half ago, on a Monday, I went to a shamanic event, like not shamanic, but drumming, didgeridoo, bells, whistles, meditation, 90 minutes. I went into one of the deepest meditations I've ever had. It was on that cusp of that solar eclipse on the Wednesday. So this is a Monday night. And when I came out of it, I was like, whoa, that was 90 minutes. It felt like 2. And I had a very profound journey, and I won't go into the details of it. But I didn't realize that something had happened beyond my deep meditative state. I think I changed some reality to a new one with the hip problem. So what happened? The next day was a Tuesday, and I went to see my shiatsu lady that I've been seeing for a year and a half, and she's a spinal expert and giving me all these exercises to fix my scoliosis, which is another weird thing. And at the end of the session, she said to me, "What have you been doing? Because your back is almost straight. You have hardly any scoliosis," which is the lateral curve of the spine. I'm like, I've been doing nothing. But I thought, piqued my interest, like, what, my scoliosis straightened itself out? I've had it all my life. Probably even getting worse. And then the next day, which is Wednesday, the day of the eclipse, I went to yoga. Now, the reason I'm not reporting this until now is I wanted to make sure it was true. I'm a stickler for the truth, and I wanted to make sure that what I was telling you was true and that this healing, weird reality shift lasted. So I went to yoga on that Wednesday, and there's 2 postures I can never do anymore because of my hip damage. And one of them is just a simple hip flexor exercise. Basically, I'll show you on my good hip. It's just basically getting yourself in this position. I feel like a yoga class here. And, you know, and then putting my elbows on the ground. And I hope you can see this because I have no photographer. And I'm basically able to put my hip to the side and just relax down here and stretch out that hip joint. So on the other side, where the damage is, when I tried to do this posture, and I've been doing yoga for years, but since 2011, this has been impossible. I basically had to have a block. In yoga class, they have them, and you put, my arms up here, because this is my range of motion, dudes. I could get like this far down on a block about 5 inches off the ground at the most. Maybe I could get this elbow down, but this one would stay up because this hip doesn't move anymore. It's range of motion contracted, and it's pain if I try to push it. So what did I do? Holy man, my Wednesday yoga class of the eclipse, I suddenly went, huh, and I'm completely friggin' down. Here, let me see if you can see what I'm doing. Like I'm down, right? I'm all the way down, the thing that I can't do. Then, to top it all off, that teacher does pigeon that day, the other thing I can't do on this hip. Without telling a long story short, basically, if I was in pigeon on this hip before, this is like, a posture that used to be easy before I got damaged. I would have to basically put a block here to hold the position. But now I can go flat down. This is called sleeping pigeon. My head's on the ground. You probably can't see that, but I'm all the way down. And my little pigeon leg is tucked beneath me comfortably without searing hip pain and range of motion loss. So what I want to say is, has this ever happened to you that you have maybe shifted realities in a way that your body is spontaneously, miraculously, and completely changed? I have no scoliosis. I've got flexibility in my hip again. I have no hip pain. And the thing about it for me is that the only way this could happen is if I now inhabit a timeline where I wasn't rear-ended. That's what really trips me out about it. Close, it's low battery. Seriously, okay, so the implications of not being rear-ended in 2011 have massive spin-off. So I've been looking for other differences in my life that might apply to a version of my reality where I actually didn't get injured. And I'm seeing those changes as well, including some things about me, habits and actions and ways of being in the world that came out of that car accident that seem to have dissolved. So has this ever happened to you? Anybody else ever have a spontaneous healing, and rather than chalk it up to like, you know, something like just a healing, have you considered that you shifted to a reality where your body is no longer ill or damaged? Maybe that's what spontaneous healings really are. They're massive, quick, sudden reality shifts. I had to share that with you. I waited a week and a half to make sure. I'm still in yoga gear. I just got back from my yoga class to make sure it was true. But it's true. It's true. This baby is healed. So let me know. I would love to know. Has anybody else had this happen? Who am I? I'm Lorianne Lothy, and I have the blog, The Awakened Dreamer, but lately I'm fascinated with reality. And the Mandela effect is just one of my many, many curiosities. Let me know, guys. Mwah.